Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that bell icon right now. In this show, I cover dating, relationships, friendships, love, life, confidence, and a whole lot of other things to truly ace your life. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing with you, can you make a real online relationship? And can you make real online friends? So, as an asexual person, it's really difficult to find people who understand you, who get you, who can relate to you and you them, vice versa. And it can be really difficult to find someone for a suitable relationship if you're a romantic asexual and desire a relationship. So, in general, it's just really, really tough. It can often feel like you're an alien in this world, that no one really understands you, that no one really gets you, and that you just feel so alone. And it can be quite devastating, you know? It can be very difficult to find people who've got like minds. A lot of society is very over sexualized, in my opinion. A lot of society is very, very controlling and conditioning of what you should and should not think and believe. And it's very much geared towards the big corporations and getting as much money out of you as possible. It's very much geared towards creating problems that aren't actually there in the first place, but they become there, and therefore they solve those problems. And if people weren't so like fixated on sex, there'd be a lot of companies that would go out of business or earn far less money. But as an asexual person, it can be really difficult because you can feel like people are talking another language. You really can feel like an alien that's from another planet and like, what are you talking about? And you can feel kind of very disassociated from a lot of the people in society, which could be a good thing in the sense that, you know, if you're more disassociated from them, you're less likely to be exposed to the stuff that they like, a lot of which may not be suitable for you anyway. But disassociation is not good in the sense that every human being usually has to have some sort of connection with other human beings in order to have good well-being within themselves. Of course, it's important to rely on yourself more than anything for self-love and to build your confidence up and to, you know, have self-esteem and not rely on others to regulate your emotions for you. But by the same token, it's equally important to have connection and communication with others and the outside world so that you don't feel so alone, so that, you know, you feel the sense of belonging. And I hope by this channel and other channels that you get given that sense of belonging that you are entitled to you and that you deserve. So, in terms of friendship, then, can you really make true friends online? So for an asexual to make friends, it could be very difficult, especially if you're a pure asexual, because when you're talking to so-called friends, it can be very difficult for them to understand you because you're there thinking, oh, what's this all about? Hot and sex and having this, that, and the other done to you, you know, and you're just thinking like, what was on TV, or what did I eat for lunch? Or you're thinking about some project you're working on, you're thinking about some hobby, you know, and other people are very obsessed, it seems, with sex and sexual relationships. And I sometimes feel it makes their relationships in general and connections with people a lot more shallow because they are really focusing on a much more physical aspect of people. And I find this is a little bit disturbing sometimes that it's so fixated on sexual stuff, you know, and sometimes it can leave a lot of shallowness, as in there's not much they've got in common with the people other than the kind of sexual attraction, sexual energy stuff that's going on. So I think there's a lot of incompatibility there. I think in terms of friendship, asexuals tend to look for more other interesting aspects, like how many things do we have in common? You know, do we have shared interests? Do we have shared hobbies? If some of those are different, it doesn't matter so much, so long as they complement each other, or you do have some things that are in common, some things you can relate to each other about. For example, I have a friend who's asexual and he likes trains, and he's got another asexual friend who loves trains too. They both love traveling, so they both get on extremely well. I'm a personally nudity repulsed asexual, and my best asexual friend is also nudity repulsed. My best asexual friend likes eating out, and so do I, although they're introverted and I'm extrovert. But when they're with me, they do enjoy eating out. They like eating food like I like eating food, but they usually like to have company of someone when they're eating, whereas I just love eating. But we have stuff like we like have a lot of the same morals and beliefs and standards for how we want friendship to be. And coming on to, can you make real online friends? Can these people be really your friends? Well, I want you to know that yes, they can, because my best asexual friend I did actually meet online first. I met them in my Asexualise no sex dating group. Yes, we're not suitable at all for a relationship. They're into masculine guys, basically. They're into masculine presenting people, or guys, predominantly guys. And I'm very much female, very much. So we're not suitable for a relationship whatsoever. Right, but they like going out to some of the same places as me. They have a lot of the same opinions as me, a lot of the same morals, values, and beliefs. And we just hit off when we first spent 3 whole days together at meetup as best friends. We became like instant best friends, which doesn't usually happen with me or them at all. And I feel really comfortable around them. Like when you have a comfy armchair, that's how it feels when I'm in their company. So I originally met them online. So they were in my Asexualise dating, no sex dating group. That's how I came in. And this was 2017, the end of 2017. And it was Christmas. And I had a dice in a cracker. And this person, who's now my best asexual friend, collects dice, and so I sent it to them as a gift. That's like the first thing they knew about me, really, other than I run the group that they were in. At that time, there weren't an admin for any of my groups. Now they're an admin for all of my groups, so you can see how our friendship has developed. So I originally met them, and now I sent them this dice by post. I messaged them to get their address, and yeah, so I sent them this dice, but it wasn't until 2018 that they actually met me at an asexual meetup. But if it hadn't been for online groups, and particularly that group that I organized and run and founded myself, then I would never have met them. So it's only because I made friends with them online. Well, I wasn't even so much friends, I was more acquaintances with them online. But it's only because I became in a position of friendship online first, that I became, connected online, if you like, first, that I actually met them in person. And they have turned out to be my best asexual friend, and probably the bestest friend I've ever had in my entire life. And also Andy, who's my other best friend. Now, Andy, I met on asexuality.com. That's a dating website for asexuals. So we met online, and we were conversing quite a long time before we ever met in person. So we were conversing. I approached them, and we were on a dating site at the time. So I did have some aesthetic attraction, but they were older than I would usually be interested in. But I liked their profile, so I did approach them, and we got on really well, and we messaged by email there for about 8 months, and then they disappeared. And so they went off, basically, as in they went silent. I don't think they completely left the site, but they definitely went silent. I can't remember if I think they just went silent and just weren't on there active anymore. And anyway, they went off and they came back some months later, and then they started talking to me again. And that's when I asked them to come to an asexual meetup, and they did. At that point, they thought they were asexual because they are aesthetically attracted and romantically attracted to women, but they since found out they're sexually attracted to guys. So they don't class themselves as asexual anymore. But they did come to asexual meetups, and I got to know them better and better, and they became a best friend. And then I introduced Andy and Sammy to each other, and they both became best friends as well. So we're all 3 best friends together. But these friendships started online. If it wasn't for online connections, I wouldn't have made these 2 best friends that are my bestest friends ever in my life, I believe. You know, they are incredible. We message regularly. We're in contact most days, nearly every day. And, you know, these people are very, very kind-hearted people, really nice people, very individualistic, which I like. You know, they don't go around following the norms. They don't go around following society's conventions. They're different. They have different ways of thinking and being, and I really like that about them because I'm like that myself. Just going to lift my laptop up a bit because my legs are getting sore. There we go. So yeah, these started as online friendships, and you know, that's the beauty of online. You can talk to anyone in the world. These people both happen to be in the UK, so yes, you can make real genuine friends online. Also, there's a guy called Mordecai. Now, he was coming to some of my asexual meetups, but he's now in my Asexualise Academy club, which is an exclusive members only club. And so we meet up online, but he and me met through acebook.net. That's ace, like, dash book.net. We met through that site, which again is a dating site for asexuals and also a social networking site. And we met through there. He likes older girls, but I'm too young for him. We concluded, but we met on there and we got talking and we've been friends ever since. And he came to my asexual meetups because he started talking to me through that. So these friendships, these connections started online. So you can make real genuine asexual friends, real genuine asexual connections, and real friendships online, whether asexual or not. Mordecai is asexual, you know? So these are really, really good friends and best friends. And then Martin, who is a big fan of this channel, he used to be the biggest fan back in the day, which makes the channel sound really old. It's 2015 I started this channel. He and me became really good friends because we met through YouTube. Hello YouTube, love you lots. And he started commenting in comments, and then we got connected somehow on Skype, and then we did video calls, and then we met up in person at the UK Asexuality conference. We went to that together, and he was my cameraman, and we stayed in the same hotel, just in separate rooms. And that was really, really nice. Martin's also in my Asexualise Academy club. So again, that was a friendship that started online. These are genuine friends who genuinely have some care about me. Some have more care than others, and who are really good people, right? All these friendships I made online, and all of 4 of them I met through the asexual community, 3 of which are asexual. One turned out not to be in terms of they're sexually attracted guys, but they're still asexually attracted to women, if you like, because they're asexually and romantically just don't want sex with women. So yeah, these are all beautiful friendships, you know. I've made a lot of my close friendships by that. And also Roger, hello to Roger. I met Roger last year because he came through my business page. And since then we've become amazing, really good friends. And he and me do video calls, and we haven't even met in person yet. He lives in Spain, but he's a genuinely amazing guy who I have a lot of respect for, who I get on really well with. And we're video calling finally this Monday coming, because I haven't been able to do it for a while because of my move. So we get on so well. Like, I haven't met them in person yet. I'd like to one day, but they're just so incredible, such a nice human being. And so again, that's a genuine friendship that I've only so far been able to have online, but it's still amazing and very much real. And so these are the people that I've met online that I've become really good friends with, and obviously with my best friends, they're best friends. And you know, I just find that online friendships really can become amazing friendships. I think at some point you do ideally need to meet up in person, to solidify the friendship even more. But, me and Roger are like quite close friends, but just we've never met before in person. But we do video calls, which is like being in person anyway. So you can definitely make real friends online and definitely make real asexual friends. So in terms of relationship, can you make a relationship online, a real relationship, one that's not fake or full of sex or lies or cheating? Yes, I believe you can. I haven't actually been in an asexual relationship as such that's a proper relationship. I did end up being in a relationship with an asexual guy I met online for about a month, but we never saw each other in person. And when I said I wouldn't be taking my clothes off in the hotel, he got weird. He went funny on me and changed. So I don't even know if he was asexual or not. But anyway, I don't really class that as a proper relationship in the sense that I've never met him. And, and it just wasn't good in the end. So, but yeah. But I do believe you can make real relationship. Had that turned out well, I guess I would have met him and it might have turned into a relationship. Probably, well, we got together in a relationship, but we weren't actually seeing each other in person, which I really don't agree with doing now. I think you should ideally always be in a relationship after you've met that person in person, because you don't really know what they're like until you meet the person in person. Do you know what I mean? They could be very different, or they could change, which that person did. But I do still believe you can make a relationship with a person who you originally met online, because obviously all the closest, bestest friendships that I've made, the majority of them have been online. Two have been in person. So Debbie, who was my best friend when she was in the UK, has moved to Turkey. I met her in one of my old jobs. And Vanessa, I met her at an asexual meetup last year in person. But again, like she came to know about my asexual meetups through online stuff that I did about posting them. So, if it wasn't for me posting stuff online, she wouldn't know about them. So indirectly, that's still via online. So the only person I've met really in person is Debbie before we became really good friends and best friends. And she's moved to Turkey now, but we don't really speak that much. So, which is a shame. I'd like to do that more. But, all these other people I've become friends with because of online, being online, having an online presence, and so I truly believe that you can actually make a relationship online and you can find someone to be in a healthy, loving, happy, committed relationship with you. I haven't met the right person for me yet. That is that person. But I'm really hopeful because in the past I have made friends with guys who turned out not to be right for me, but I could see that if I'd met the right guy for me, then things would be really, really awesome. And it's highly probable as an asexual person, you're going to meet someone online for friendship or relationship if you want one, because it's very difficult to find someone like-minded in person. It's not like you're just going to go to the supermarket and say, hey, can I pick up someone who's asexual, please? Can I have an asexual cup of tea? Do you know what I mean? It's just not really going to happen. It's highly unlikely. So never say never, though. But, the odds of them being like you and similar to you and wanting the same thing is very, difficult to find. And so I totally believe that you can find someone for a relationship. It just happens to be that the people I've connected with so far, none of them have been suitable for a relationship of a romantic nature, but they have for friendship. So you can definitely make real life friends online. And I believe you can definitely make a real life couple, relationship, romantic or otherwise, online as well. If you make friends online, there's no reason why you can't make a relationship online, because obviously most people have to have a foundation of friendship for a healthy, loving, happy, committed relationship in the first place. And so if you start off as friends online, then it might develop into more if you are compatible. Like, for my best asexual friends into guys, I'm clearly not a guy. That's never gonna work like that. Do you know what I mean? And for my friend who likes older women, but I'm too young for him, that's never gonna work. You know what I mean? So you have to find someone online that's really compatible with you and got a lot of things in common, or things that would complement each other if you're looking for a relationship, in my opinion. But you can definitely find it. And, the bestest friends I've made are predominantly online. They're made online first before offline. So never give up hope. Always know that you can make real, genuine online friends and even an in-person relationship, and all is not doom and gloom. There are people like you out there who you can relate to, so you can stop feeling so much like an alien in this world and understand there are people out there who get you and who are made to be with you. I'm Sandra Bellamy. I'm the author of Asexual Perspectives on Amazon. If you want more advice about love, life, sex from an asexual point of view, please get this book on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, or Waterstones, or Blackwell's. And I'll see you soon next video live stream. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon now. Lots of love. Bye.